I sold all of my gold. I was a gold bug my whole life. My father was a gold bug. So I got it from my father. My whole life, I primarily worked for cash and gold. I had a gold stash in various locations. My biggest stash, my biggest physical gold stash was in London. Now, here's the weird thing. Not weird, but here's the silly thing. And it seems silly to me now. I never saw my gold in London. I got a piece of paper that said I had it. I got reports, quarterly reports on the value of it, other pieces of paper. But I never really touched it. I never went there and saw it. And if I did, who says they wouldn't just change the name on the cage of the gold? Oh, wait, Oliver Velez is coming. Take Mr. Johnson's title down and put Velez's name up there. He'll be here in 20 minutes. Who says that? Who says that's my goal? Who says it's really there? Who says there's about Who says there's $13 trillion of gold above ground? How does anybody know that? How is that not a made up number in the first place? Where's the records? Show me the audit and who's the auditor? And the auditor, if you show me the auditor, it better not be your sister or your brother or your uncle or anything like that. Let me be the auditor. Nobody knows. But I sold all of my gold. And I'll tell you a really interesting story about this sale, right? It took me months to get my money. Like it wasn't like I could do it Bitcoin, right? Where I could say, I'm going to sell all my Bitcoin and I can do it in a few button clicks, right? Right? Tens and tens of millions, few minutes, boom, done. But my goal took many months. The paperwork involved to sell my gold. So the paperwork to sell it and the assurances that I really wanted to sell it took weeks. Weeks, guys, just to get the paperwork in order. And then the double checks. Is it really you? Do you really want to sell it? Is this for real? We need this certified. We need that. We need to insure that. Weeks. All right, now they know it's me. I want to sell it. Right. Then it took months after that. Why? There's no freaking market for it. Not for the size of gold that I had. Oh, Oliver, we're still having difficulty finding a buyer for it. I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me, right? Well, we have a buyer, but the buyer wants this price. So they wanted to rape me. Do you understand? They wanted to force me to sell my gold at such a discounted price that it was a full out fledged raping of me. I'd accumulated this gold for decades. Now I want out and they want to rape me on the way out. Oliver, we can't find buyers for that size, but and I'm saying, you got to be freaking kidding me. I can't get a buyer. There's nobody in the world. You're telling me, well, there is a buyer, but we'll take it at this price. I just began to see more and more the scam in all of this. I was angry. I finally got out of it. Now, I'll add more context to that story. My traders know this. They know the story. They lived it with me. I went blow by blow with them during the process. So anyway, this it's crazy. So Bitcoin at the time, I think was 18,000. It was 18,000. It had touched 19,600. So it was 18,000 when I made my first request. I remember it had a little dip, right? It had a little dip, maybe back to 16,000 and change. Then Bitcoin just freaking ripped. And I'm like on edge, man. When are they going to get this done? I want to put my gold into this. All right, now we're at 28,000. This is at the end of 2020. Remember, I told you I sold it in 2021, but I started the process in the latter part of 2020. So I finally get this done, right? Gold had gone to 64,000. Do you understand how angry I was? I started the process of selling my gold at 18,000. It went to 64,000, and I still didn't have the sale done. Not all of it. I am livid. Thank God that China decides to ban Bitcoin mining. The SEC approves the first futures-based Bitcoin spot ETF, but not spot ETF, Bitcoin futures ETF. All of this kind of helps lead to a Bitcoin drop, a decent one, the first one, and I was loving it. 64 all the way down to 28 and change. Bitcoin starts coming, and I'm saying, this is my opportunity. All right, it's not 18, but still. So, to make a long story short, I get the vast majority of my gold sales between the price of 38 and 42. So, Bitcoin had come off of the low of 28 back to 38 when I started. Okay, now I'm putting my proceeds from the gold in from 38, and I got it all in between 38 and 42. And then Bitcoin continued to rise to an all-time new high of 69. So I just want to know, I want you to have a sense of where I did this in the whole overall cycle of Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin had its bear market, I was under water with my gold purchases or conversions into Bitcoin when we dropped to 15,600, 500, something like that, or whatever. But that didn't matter to me. But I should have been in at 18,000, 18, 20,000. And that whole thing, guys, I dedicated so much of my life to accumulating this property called gold. And realize on the exit, they were just trying to rape me, trying to take me, trying to delay me. Was it really mine? Did I ever see this piece of property? No. I had a piece of paper that said it was mine, but I didn't get treated like it was mine when I wanted to leave. And it exponentially upped my respect and appreciation for Bitcoin. Because there is no man with Bitcoin. There is no piece of paper. There is no person there trying to rape you. And my appreciation for Bitcoin went through the roof. And my disdain for gold, despite being a gold bug my whole life, went through the roof as well. Crazy, right? Crazy story, guys. Crazy story.